Yes, welcome everyone. It's Cannabis News. I'm your host, Joe Clare. It is December 24th, 2019, also known in many parts of the world as Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas Eve to everyone out there who celebrates, who will be celebrating tonight and tomorrow. I will be here. I'll be here tomorrow as well. Do a show tomorrow because nothing stops the cannabis news. That's right. Is that a good slogan? I don't know. I think it's lacking something. It's probably lacking a lot. We have a lot to talk about today. Instagram and Facebook are going to ban influencers. I'm talking about vape-related products. Also, a Christmas miracle in Washington having to do with some pot Christmas lights. And Californians can now verify legal marijuana dispensaries just with their phone, their smartphone, if you will. Talk about all that coming up. But first, of course, Cannabis News is brought to you by Natureside, nature-side.com, and their organic, all-natural pesticides. Grow safe and poison-free with Natureside. Don't use harmful chemicals or banned pesticides. Be regulatory compliant in the state that you are growing in. Do all of these things with Natureside. Proud sponsor of Cannabis News. Now for over 2 years, thank you, Natureside, for your continued awesomeness. First story by Jason Sander at marijuanatimes.org. Instagram and Facebook to ban vape promotions from influencers. New year will bring some new changes in the vaporizer industry, and one of those changes could have a huge impact. Instagram and Facebook announced this week they will begin removing posts that promote vaping and tobacco. According to an Instagram spokesperson, social media giants will begin removing these posts in the coming weeks, quote unquote. Additionally, the social media platforms will prevent influencers from promoting weapons products. Facebook has prevented the advertisement of these products for a while. The way around it has been for individual influencers without company profiles to post about products, and companies would then promote the posts. The strategy would put a lot of more eyeballs on posts than otherwise would have seen the post itself. This workaround will no longer be available, and it's the first time that Facebook and Instagram are placing restrictions on the branded content of individual users. It's unclear if there will be any restrictions placed on all cannabis products and how much focus will be paid to vapes that consumers buy specifically to vape cannabis. So there's still some things, some kinks to work out, but some more restrictions coming from Facebook and Instagram, specifically with influencers, which, as Jason points out, is where a lot of views for these posts and for these products come from. Well, no more. Crack down on that stuff. Speaking of important things need to be cracked down on, how about this next story? A Christmas miracle. Washington court overturns marijuana sign rules that ban string lights spelling pot. That's right. I know if you're watching the video version of this show, that picture is poor. It looks like a black and white negative of what actually was happening there. But you can see vaguely that the Christmas lights spell out pot, which is something that has gone through the Washington court system for the last 2 years. Speaking of important things to spend a lot of time on and resources, someone spelling pot with Christmas lights. The continued illegality of marijuana, this is from Reason.com, under the Federal Controlled Substances Act complicates any attempt to claim that the First Amendment protects a state-licensed pot store's right to advertise its wares, but state constitutional protections for freedom of expression can still be used to overturn inadequately justified regulations of cannabis-related commercial speech. This was demonstrated by a recent King County, Washington ruling in favor of a marijuana shop that dared to hang Christmas lights spelling out the word pot in its window. After hashtag Cannabis in Redmond displayed a festive decoration during the 2017-2018 holiday season. 2 years ago, this started. The Washington Liquor and Cannabis Board cited the store for violating state restrictions on the size, number, and nature of retail signs. The regulations limit marijuana merchants to no more than 2 signs, quote, identifying the retail outlet by the license's business name or trade name, and they must be affixed to a budding and a permanent structure. These pot lights, they broke all those rules. They were even longer than they were supposed to be. It's not supposed to be any longer than 1,600 square inches. It exceeded the allowed size by about 2,300 square inches, but hashtag challenged the citation on free speech grounds. While the U.S. Supreme Court has upheld prohibitions on commercial speech related to illegal activity, King County Superior Court Judge David Keenan noted in his ruling last month, the state allows cannabis sales to adults 21 or older by licensed retailers such as hashtag. While conceding that the issue is novel, Keenan concluded that the cannabis industry's legal status in Washington state regulations of marijuana advertising must comply with Article 1, Section 5 of Washington's Constitution, which says, quote, every person may freely speak, write, and publish on all subjects, being responsible for the abuse of that right. They go on to talk about how if the store wanted to, they could just go around this by getting a much larger billboard down the street with the words pot on it, and they would be fine, or even their brand name on it, and they would be cool. But they didn't. They just had some lights. And for 2 years, this has gone through the Washington court system. Lights that spell pot. I don't know. I mean, I don't think I can get any commentary to that. We're just going to move on. It's from LATimes.com, this last story. Californians can now verify legal cannabis shop using QR codes. The Bureau of Cannabis Control announced a program encouraging licensed cannabis retailers to post QR codes in their store windows. The checkerboard codes can be scanned by a cell phone camera, linking the reader to the Bureau's online license system. This will allow consumers to verify that the store is licensed. Consumers will be able to determine which retailers carry products that are tracked, tested, and legal, according to Bureau Chief Lori Ajax in a statement. Officials said consumers without a QR code-enabled phone can also check a retailer's license information by visiting the Bureau's license search tool at capotcheck.com. So the QR codes were plotted by the United Cannabis Business Association, which represents licensed retailers. They're looking, obviously, in California for ways to undercut illicit dealers and unlicensed dispensaries. I'm sure this will go a long way toward doing that. And the fight continues in California. They're slow moving in California. The retail industry is being destroyed. I mean, it's being decimated by the illegal industry. The fact that most jurisdictions won't allow any kind of marijuana businesses within them, even though 57% of voters voted for the marijuana legalization Prop 64. I don't know. It's long and it's slow. I understand that, and it's going to be long and slow in California, and hopefully more shops are allowed to open. That's the solution to almost all of these problems is more marijuana shops. Just more legal marijuana supply will take care of most of the problems that they're complaining about right now. And then we can find, of course, a whole host of other problems to complain about, but at least we'll get rid of the first batch of them. Just more legal marijuana supply is the key. It's a Christmas, not miracle, but Christmas advice, if you will. You're welcome. Thanks, everybody, for checking out the show 5 days a week. No matter what holidays are within that week, on Cannabis News, search the Marijuana Times on YouTube. You will find us there. Also on Apple Podcasts for the audio version of the show. Find everything you need to know about the cannabis community, industry, and beyond at marijuanatimes.org. Thank you to Natureside, nature-side.com, and the organic, all-natural pesticides. Thanks to all of you for watching and listening today. Continue to enjoy your holidays, and we'll see you next time right here on Cannabis News.